Good evening and welcome back to the channel. So I do apologise about the lighting here tonight. It's a little bit later than I planned to record. Time got the better of me. Christmas shopping. You know the drill. But yeah, we're here. Better late than never, hey. So today I want to talk about the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 and the Triumph Scrambler 400X, both of which I was lucky enough to have a look at in the flesh at Motorcycle Live just a couple of weeks ago. Now, if you're in the market for a new bike in the next couple of months or in the new year when both of these bikes are due to be released, hopefully this video will be of some use to you. Now, I've heard a couple of people saying that you can't really compare the bikes, that they're chalk and cheese, and there's definitely differences between the two of them. The Scrambler, in my opinion, is slightly more stylish, and if you're going to be doing a lot of miles on the road, maybe that's the one you wanna go for if it's short journeys at least. And if you want to do a little bit more touring, maybe the 450 Himalayan's the way to go. Both are going to be able to do a little bit of green laning. I'd suspect maybe the Himalayan will do it slightly better, but definitely options worth considering if you're in the market for a relatively budget small capacity bike that can do a little bit of everything really. So let's dig in and get into it. So one of the biggest reasons that I think it's worth comparing the two of these is because of the price. So when the Triumph's going to be released next year, it's going to retail at £5,595. Now with the Royal Enfield, it's going to be ever so slightly different. So the price you pay for the bike is going to be based on the colour. And this really isn't something that I get on board with any manufacturer, charging extra money for premium paint schemes unless it's a special edition or limited run. Even then, personally, I don't see the point in chilling out the extra cash for it. But for a jack of all trades bike that's built up a large following, certainly here in the UK and I know over in India as well, other countries of course, I think Royal Enfield have dropped the ball, to be completely honest with you. So anyway, in terms of the prices, so to get your hands on one in the Casa Brown colourway, you're going to be looking at £5,750. There's a slate salt and a slate poppy blue colour scheme, both of which are going to cost £5,850. There's a Summit Black, which is £6,050. A Summit White with tubeless rims, that's going to be £6,250. And then a Summit Black at £6,300. So if you are going to be doing some off-roading, the tubeless option's definitely going to be the way to go. I think I said rims earlier, of course I meant tyres. That's definitely going to be the way to go. Now, having seen the Summit White and the Summit Black in the flesh, the black with the gold rims really does it for me. I'm a bit of a sucker for gold wheels, so yeah, I think that one's gonna fly off the shelves despite the slightly higher price point there. So if you're comparing them, the top of the range 450 to the Triumph, all of which are the same price, you're looking at about £700 difference there. Now, at this point in the market, that's not a small amount, and that could be the deciding factor for you. And I feel as though Royal Enfield have missed a bit of a trick here. I'm a massive fan of the brand, and I own a 411 myself, but I can't help thinking they've got this one ever so slightly wrong. I'm sure it's going to be a sales success. People have been crying out for a slightly peppier Himalayan for quite some time now, but I do feel as though Triumph are going to steal a little bit of the pie. Now, the reason I want to compare these two is if you look at the spec sheets, they're actually very similar. So both are 40 brake horsepower, both appear to a 6-speed manual gearbox. Capacity is ever so slightly different. So for the Scrambler 400, you're looking at 398cc, and then for the 450 Himalayan, it's actually 452cc. But generally speaking, very close on the spec sheet. If you are going to be doing a little bit of green laning on either bike, weight and seat height are definitely going to be important to you. Now, the Scrambler has a wet weight of 170 kilograms, which I think is phenomenal. In terms of the Himalayan, it loses on this one, so 196 kilos. Now, the outgoing bike is 200 kilos. This has only shaved 4 off. I was really hoping for a 10-15 kilogram weight saving. I guess that is going to be hard to achieve, though, with an increase in capacity, bigger engine. You know, the engineers aren't miracle workers, but a little bit less weight for the Himalayan would have been nice. And in terms of the seat height, for the Scram 400X, there's only one seat height option at the moment, I believe, which is 835 millimeters. Now, I was fortunate enough to swing a leg over this at Motorcycle Live this year, and for my height, 5'7.5", I was on tiptoes. The Himalayan comes with two different seat options, the highest of which is 825 millimeters. Now, again, I swung a leg over this at Motorcycle Live, and for me that was absolutely perfect, no issues at all. That 10 millimeters really does make a difference when you're of a slightly shorter stature. The new 450 Himalayan though also comes with a lower seat height option, so if you're on the shorter side, you're going to really appreciate this. Just 805 millimeters, which is only 5 millimeters above the outgoing 411cc. So lots to like in terms of the seat height for the Himalayan. If it was me and I was going to be taking this bike off road on a regular basis, I think I'd suck up the weight of the Himalayan, and I would rather personally have a slightly lower seat height. Probably because I'm, a bit of a relative novice, really. But for me, I value being able to touch the floor. That's a big thing for me. But hopefully, in the new year, I'll get an opportunity to ride both of these for real and bring you my first impressions of them. I'm not going to be buying a 450 Himalayan for the simple fact that I brought a 411 Himalayan back in August and only haven't had that bike 400 miles. 4 months and only done about 400 miles actually on it. Disappointingly, I have to say. I've got no plans to move that bike on. If I like the Triumph Scrambler 400X, that could be a different story. I've had a Triumph Street Triple 675 for around 6 years now. It'll be seven in April actually, and if I like the look, the feel, the quality of the Scram, and she goes well, that may become a new horse in the stable. So if you're interested in that potentially happening, stick around. If you're not a Triumph fanboy like myself, and you're here for Himalayan content, like I said, I've got a 411cc, and there'll be a video on that coming very, very soon. So please hit that subscribe button down below, and thank you all so much for watching. Until the next time, goodbye.